How to Take Pictures of Football, revised 2026 July. What we will cover: gear and exposure, where to shoot from, on the field and from on top of the bleachers, sample pictures, problems, tips, and related subjects in other lessons. Gear and exposure, day game. Camera, most any camera you have. Lens, depends on where you are shooting from. On the field, 18 to 140, 18 to 400, or 70 to 300 class lens. From on top of the bleacher, 18 to 400, 100 to 400, or 150 to 600. Exposure, mode S or TV, shutter priority, 1/1600 of a second, ISO, auto. Night games. Please see the video on how to take pictures at night games. Camera. You need one with a high max ISO of 25,600 or more. Lens, 70 to 200 2.8. Or if your stadium has enough light, you can use the 70 to 200 f4. Exposure. Mode S or TV, shutter priority, 1/1000 of a second, ISO auto. Or Mode M, manual, 1/1000 of a second, aperture, wide open, ISO, auto. Shutter speed no slower than 1/500th of a second. Other gear, monopod for the heavy lenses. Exposure, always test your exposure before the game and make any needed adjustments. As the sun sets and the lighting changes, test the exposure again, adjust if needed. Where to shoot from. Two basic places: on the field and from the top of the bleachers. On the field, we're going to be discussing lighting, midfield locations, and inside the 30. Lighting. Afternoon. Shoot with the sun to your back, not towards the sun. Watch out for afternoon glare from the sun off the visitors' bleachers on the east side of the field. Look at the picture on the top right. The sun is reflecting off the aluminum bleachers. The player on the field goes black because the camera is compensating for that bright bleacher. At night, near the goal line, there is often less light than in the center. Once the sun goes down, shooting from behind the goal line can put the faces in deep shadow, as in the picture on the bottom right. And look at the referee's back. His back is almost completely black. On our field, the light starts getting dim at about the 15-yard line, and it just gets darker as you head towards the goal line. Midfield positions. Offense. 15 to 40 yards in front of the line of scrimmage and 5 to 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Shooting positions are indicated by the red diamonds in this picture. But you notice on one side there's another red diamond, and you see the diagonal lines. The first diagonal line is if the team is lined up on the markers close to you. That second diagonal line is if the team is lined up on the second marker, further from you. If you look at those diagonal lines, they're parallel to each other. So that second diamond that's sitting further back, that's compensating for the fact that you have to shoot them further from your sideline. So to keep that same angle on the quarterback, let's say, you're going to have to move further down the field. From behind the line of scrimmage, the pass and the handoff. In front of the line of scrimmage. Midfield position, defense. For defense, I stay in front of our team. That way I can see the faces or the front of our team as they come up against the opponent. If you go behind them, you're just going to get their backs. Just like the offense, I have two diagonal lines corresponding to which side of the field they're on, near side or far side. If they're on the far side, again, I'm going further downfield so I can maintain that same angle against the scrimmage line. And here are a couple defensive head-on shots. When the team hits the 30-yard line, I will change positions. If there is a possibility of a touchdown, I will be either at the goal line or behind the end zone, the two diamonds in this picture. From the goal line, I can shoot along the goal line to catch a runner going across the goal line. From here, I can also shoot the team back on the 30. From behind the goal line, I can shoot the team back on the 30 or a head-on shot of the runner as the runner is headed towards the goal line. From just behind the goal line, this pair of pictures is on the right, the quarterback throwing the ball. On the left, the receiver just catching the ball inside of the end zone. You can see the goal line just to the right of the receiver. And you've got a touchdown. In this case, this is one of the few pictures that I've set up as a collage with two pictures. The individual pictures are interesting, but they don't show the whole story. Put together as a collage, you have the pass from the quarterback and the reception for the touchdown. Touchdown from two positions. Picture left, from the goal line. He's just gone over the goal line. Picture right, head-on view from behind the end zone. He's coming over the goal line. So you can see the perspective difference of the two positions. Problems when shooting at the goal line and from behind the end zone. Goal line problem. Look at the referee on the left side of this picture. He is standing on the goal line. If you happen to be shooting on the goal line, he's going to be blocking your shot of the runner as he crosses the goal line. So you want to offset from him 2 to 5 yards so you can shoot around the ref. At some schools, the lighting is poor inside the 10 or 15-yard line where the last light stand is located. This picture shows you the view from outside the end zone of players in that shadow area. The front of the person facing the camera is in shadow. Sometimes it can be very deep shadow. From this position, I usually shoot it only during the day when I've got sunlight on the front of the players. When the sun goes down, I typically abandon the end of the end zone location when the play comes close. I may still use this position when they're further out, but once they get inside the 10 or 15, I typically head to the goal line. The other problem is the goal line itself. Pictures left. Green field on both sides of the goal line. The goal line is a white line. There is no difference between it and any other line. Left bottom picture, you can see the player crossing the goal line. Imagine, for instance, if the player was maybe 6 feet to the right. They would be going over more towards the middle of the goal line. They would be that orange marker for the goal line would not be in the picture, nor would the short horizontal lines be in the picture. All you would see is the player going over a line. You wouldn't know that that is the goal line. Contrast that to the right. This particular field, the end zone is purple. So when the player goes from the green ground to the purple ground, you know that they've gone into the end zone and crossed the goal line. Caution in the team box. What is the team box? The team box is in that black rectangle, and it is where the team and the coaches are restricted to during a football game. Access to the team box depends on a lot of things. The school, the level of play, let's say high school versus college versus pros. In pro, you probably cannot get into the box. In high school, good chance you can. Next thing is the coaches. You want to stay away from the coaches so you do not disturb them. If the coach is walking towards you, move around so the coach does not have to go around you. You go around the coach. Basically, you're a guest in his team box. Next, do not disturb the coach. Next, be careful of who is behind you. If you go into the team box and you see that line of football players there, you're trapped. If a play comes toward you, you can't get away, and you're going to be crushed against that line of players. So if you go into the team box, make sure there's nobody behind you so you can get away from an action that's headed straight towards you. The other position, top of the bleachers. As indicated in this case with the red diamond. So from there, you've got an elevated view of the field, similar to what the spectators can see, but you've got a different view than if you're on the field. Bleachers, where? At the top of the bleachers, as indicated in the top picture with the red squares. In this particular bleacher, there are two concrete platforms at the top of the bleacher, and that is where you would shoot from. Some schools have a press box or video platform that you can shoot from. In the bottom picture, it is that red roofed hut on the top of the bleacher with the railed area above it. Note, in most cases, you will need to arrange for permission to use those shooting platforms. It may be locked or the access to it may be restricted in some form. So if you want to use it, you need to arrange for it in advance. If this is your school, arrangements can be easier. If you are going to an away game, arrangements will be more difficult because you'd have to figure out who to ask for access. From the top of the bleacher, this shot was done from the top of the bleacher with a 70 to 200 millimeter lens on an APS-C camera. From the top of the bleachers, what do you use? During the day, the location is great for day games with a long lens, like a 100 to 400 or 150 to 600. At night, your 70 to 200 2.8 night lens has a limited maximum range that you will exceed from the top of the bleachers. But you may not have a choice. For more detailed discussion issues of shooting from the top of the bleachers, please see the How to Shoot in this high school stadiums video. Sample pictures. Start of the game. Captains walking out for the captain's meeting. And the team lining up for the national anthem. The bench and coaches and celebrations. The quarterback drop back. Problem with this particular shot is you have to be on the quarterback's throwing arm side to get the shot. As shown in this picture, if the quarterback is right-handed, you have to be on his right side. If you're on the other side of the field, you have a great shot of his back. And if you have a lefty, well, The other side of the field would be perfect for your lefty. The pass. Both the pass and the reception. Touchdown. The line. The defense. Lucky shots. Being at the right place at the right time, or when opportunity and hard work meet. Picture left. This is an interception. That is the defensive tackle who intercepted the ball. Probably the only time he's carried the ball in his career. Middle picture. You have a lineup. The quarterback throwing the ball in the air, and the receiver getting ready to catch the ball. Picture right. This was that collage we did before. The quarterback throwing the ball on the right, the receiver catching the ball for a touchdown on the left. Spectators. The school's mascot. The band, spectators, and the principal conducting the band. Problems. Top left. This is high school. You have other students from certain classes like journalism and yearbook on the field with you. And they may just pop out in front of you, blocking your shot to get their shot. Top right, the line ref. He is running up and down the field. He may run in front of you and throws off your autofocus. Or he may stop in front of you and all you have is a black and white shirt in front of your camera. Bottom left. This is what happens when you do a kick at night. That dark brown ball disappears into the black sky. Bottom right. This is probably the darkest corner on our field. That exposure was probably at ISO 25,600. Next problem is color. This picture initially looks like it's a good shot. Runner's got a lot of green space in front of him. The problem is, when you look at this picture, your eye isn't looking at the runner with the ball. Your eye is drawn to the opponent in the red. When you've got opponents in red, orange, or any bright color, your eye will naturally look towards that color. So this requires some planning. If you're playing a home game, you're in white, your opponents are going to be in color. Maybe you need to go to an away game where you're in color and the opponents are in red. And if you know your opponent's got a red uniform, play an away game at their field so you have the color and they have white. Tips. Tip number 1, words of wisdom. If your team normally plays at night, like varsity, if the team plays a day game, shoot it. If you have to travel to an away game to get that day game, do it. It is so much easier to shoot when you have plenty of sunlight, both for exposure and choice of lens. Tips. Do not concentrate just on the stars. Be fair to the rest of the team. Without the line protecting him, the quarterback is dead meat. Defense is just as important as offense. And the stars may be on the yearbook banned list. Now, what is the banned list? The banned list is when a person has reach the specified number of pictures in the yearbook. For example, if the quarterback already has 5 pictures, he may be on the ban list. You can't put another picture on him because then you'd have too many pictures of that particular student in the yearbook. So the ban list is an effort to get more students into the yearbook rather than a lot of pictures of just a few people. Probably more than you'd ever wanted to know about the ban list. Next, shoot the players during warm-up. Some players may not play during the game, and warm-up is your only chance to get pictures of those players. Do not give up. Even in a losing game, there will be great pictures. Passing. If your quarterback does not pass, and if you want to get passing practice, shoot a few plays of the opposing team whose quarterback is passing. In my first year of shooting at Carmont, the quarterback was primarily a running quarterback, and I shot many of the opposing team's quarterback who were passing, just to keep up my passing practice. And go to practice and shoot them passing. Again, you may run into the situation. If the quarterback is a running quarterback, you may not get many passing shots. So your only option would be the opposing team. But if you shoot the opposing team, don't forget your own team. And finally, get the final score before they turn the scoreboard off. Sooner or later, someone's going to come up to you and say, "What was the score?" If you got this picture, you got the final score. Related subjects and other video lessons in the channel. How to shoot in the high school stadium. What side of the field to shoot from. How to shoot at night games. Afternoon games. What is burst and continuous shooting. Tracking a moving subject. Senior presentation. Cheer and dance. The end. Please like and subscribe.